Sparking Change for Harmonious Living is a TV show that inspires action. It motivates you to start a journey towards a more balanced, fulfilling life. This show explores well-being through spirituality, mental clarity, and physical health. It covers topics like mindfulness, nutrition, fitness, and spirituality, giving you practical advice to enhance your life. Tune in for a transformative adventure that ignites the change you seek.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sparking Change for Harmonious Living. I am Giovanna Tartarone, your host.
And I'm Ahmed Bahman, your co-host for today.
So welcome. Today we're going to talk about the role of giving and receiving and how it creates abundance in our life. And creating abundance is, we all want that, but there are rules and laws that are connected to having the abundance in life, and not just abundance in monetary, but abundance in health, well-being, abundance in love, joy, and happiness. So Ahmed, let's talk about like some of these laws that will help us to understand how important it is for
They're,
giving and receiving.
they're very important because giving and receiving is actually related to the same thing. You see, when you want to receive something, it comes as a result of giving. Let me put it elaborated in another term. You have something called the law of polarity, right?
Yeah.
Throughout your entire life, you've been inhaling half of the time, and the other half you've been exhaling. Throughout your entire life, half of your life you've seen the moon, and the other half you've seen the sun. There's the same thing applies to everything that you do in life. Now, if you want to receive something, you have to give. Imagine yourself as a single dot in a sphere, right? The extent of receiving will always be in direct proportion and ratio to how much you give. Now, it doesn't have to mean like if I want money, I have to give my entire money for the same amount for me to receive it. It doesn't, it's not necessarily in that way.
Right.
What I mean is when you give something in a certain form where you add value to someone or to a society,
Right.
eventually the receiving must take place. If you are filling more than the space that you occupy this moment, know that the receiving will come. If not in your current position, then definitely in the next one that will soon appear, or
Of
in
course.
any venture that you decide to go for. Whoever works more than the money that they get paid for eventually will end up having more money than what they work for.
So
There
nicely.
is a universal law and it's a scale. You're working with the karmic law. What is what is actual meaning of karma? It means to take action into producing a desired outcome. So you're applying the law in your favor along with the law of assumption. But when you give, you need to be in the spirit of giving without thinking in terms of receiving.
Right. And you know what comes to
Uh,
mind right now is going
yes,
the extra mile.
going the
Right?
extra
Do you
mile.
want to
Yes.
make more, you want to receive more, you got to give more, right?
How you feel about giving is how the universe will feel about giving you. It's- it
I
may
love
sound a bit tricky,
no, but
but
it's
how
true.
you feel in the time of giving, if you're going the extra mile into helping others, then that's exactly how people are gonna notice you and they're gonna do the same for you without you even realizing that they're thinking of you this way. But it has to be with pure intent. Intention is very powerful.
Yeah, the other thing that comes to mind is working the 9 to 5 job, or you go in and out of hour early and you leave an hour late and then you get
Yes.
recognized, right? And when it comes down for promotion, well, guess who's getting the job? It's not the one who went to 9 to 5, that's for sure,
No,
right?
because you took your time, you worked diligently, you went the extra mile,
Mm-hmm.
because eventually, let me put it this way. Yes, you're doing it for them. You value that they have hired you for that position. You're grateful because you're earning to cover some expenses for your family. But when you are giving from all of your heart with that intention that you
Yes,
want to see the company succeed, that's exactly what you're going to get. The company wants to see you succeed. But the
exactly.
intention behind it, you see, the intention must be in alignment with the giving. If you're intending to give in order to weasel something out of the
Yeah,
company, you think they will not feel it? Everything is vibration. The emotion that you put out into attaching with every activity you do leaves an energetic signature for them to feel. As
absolutely.
Bob, our late mentor Bob Proctor always said, he said, give freely, and graciously receive. It's no magic formula here.
Absolutely, absolutely. I like to talk about, today we are having this special event about setting goals at the Napoleon Hill Institute, and we're, have this event that people are attending, and talking about goals. People are saying, I have a goal of, making 10,000 a month, or I have a goal of making 100,000 this year. And I want to talk a little bit about that because yes, we can have those goals, but there's more to it.
Yes. You see, again, when we go back to the most popular law that is out there between the masses ever since Rhonda Byrne came up with her movie The Secret,
Hmm.
which is everybody knows it by the law of attraction. Well, the law of attraction can only bring about the conditions and circumstances for you. But what about receiving? This is something. If you don't feel you deserve to receive something, you're not going to act upon it. Deep down inside, okay, you bring about these
Hmm.
certain conditions, but if you are not ready to receive it, as Napoleon Hill stated, you will not be able to have it. Why? Because vibrationally you're not aligned. And vibrationally you don't get aligned if you're emotionally not aligned with whatever thoughts you're holding.
So that, that really stems from, you know, you can put this goal, but if you don't fuse with it, if it doesn't become a burning desire, if it doesn't, get you scared and thinking how
Excited
it's going
at
to,
the same
right?
time.
This is how you get emotionally involved with anything to make it come, just make it come into reality. I'm just thinking of, again, I think I said this on another show, is you plan a vacation to go to Disney World, right, or
Yes,
Bermuda, and you're getting so excited. You see the beaches, you see Mickey Mouse, you see, you know and then you literally attract to yourself, and thoughts and people and things that will help you move in that direction, right? So it's a lot.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And you see, most people, they daydream a lot about receiving, but without doing anything in return. It doesn't work that way. You see, giving, which is the first or fundamental law of life,
Mm.
is the first law of creation. The attitude of getting is the law of life in a congested state. It's like you're holding on tightly to something and you're not releasing for the receiving to take place, right? So, or in a repressed action. As long as getting dominates a mind, as
Hmm.
the mind is in a paralyzed condition because you're continuously thinking, where am I going to get it from? How is it going to come? It doesn't matter. You just give. Being limited in its action in accord with the fundamental law of creation is when you're continuously focusing on getting. But when you go and give, now this is something between you and the Creator, heart to heart, right? Say,
Yeah.
dear God, I've given for the sake of your love. I'm serving from my side in my own terms for your name. Keep doing that. Believe me, you once you align yourself with the divine and you give everything in his name, What wouldn't God open doors for you? What kind of doors do you want to open in your life? It's just it's who you are as a person during those moments is when blessings start to unfold. Make this as part of your character. You know you're on the right path. Don't
Absolutely.
worry how it's going to happen. In due time, and there's something from scripture that says in Arabic it goes, وَلَسَوْفَ يَعْطِيكَ رَبُّكَ فَتَرْضَى. It means that and you will see that your creator shall grant you in such a way that you'll be so pleased. Usually some of my goals when I have written, when they manifested better than the way I had laid it out to be.
I
And
believe that.
it all came down to that I gave freely from my heart in service.
I love that. I know.
It was. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that, and if you're a getter, then people are going to get from you, right? If you're
Oh
just
yeah.
the getter, the opposite, again, you were talking about before, the law of polarity, right? So the opposite
Yes.
of giving is getting. And if you're totally
Yes.
focused on always getting, be ready because God's going to get from you,
Look,
all.
your whole world, your experience is nothing but a reflection of your mental attitude.
Can you repeat that again?
Your whole experience in life is nothing but a reflection of your very own mental attitude. What is the dominating thoughts of your character
Yeah.
and your behaviors that you have aligned with in the way that you view your very own world? And that's exactly how people are going to view you. And that's exactly what you're going to get.
Hmm. Amazing. I know the Earl Nightingale that has 6 steps.
No, no, it was
Who was it?
Napoleon Hill who received these formula of accumulating wealth from
Okay.
Andrew Carnegie. Now, again, it follows the same principles here. He's it's in Think and Grow Rich book. It's in chapter 2, and it says the method by which desire for riches can be transmuted. Now, listen, transmuted. That means desire is an energy form, right? But how can you transmute it energetically? Okay, it says transmuted into its financial equivalent. Like, wow, desires can be transmuted into its financial equivalent. Now, desires are something within a person, it's invisible. But guess what? God is within you, right? God can make anything possible. A burning desire is a very strong, potent intention. The more you entertain what you desire with pure intent, the more you're signaling to God that, dear God, this is important for me.
And
But having the faith that you have already received it allows these unseen forces to bring about the desired conditions.
I
It
will
says
say,
consist.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go
Go.
ahead.
No, no, no. Go ahead. I was going to give you an example, but finish reading.
It says consists of 6 definite practical steps. He said, first, fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire. It is not sufficient merely to say, I want plenty of money. Be definite as to the amount. Now, this is very important. Your subconscious can pick up to the penny. But when you say, I want a lot of money, there is no measure.
Right.
How you expect to, it doesn't understand, I want a lot. What does a lot look like? See, you see in images, you're elaborating a lot as an expression, but a lot cannot be even put on a picture.
Exactly.
Where is the measure? But when you're definite, it's different. There is a dot or a point of exactness. You have one screen of the mind. There's one screen in your mind, and you can imagine anything. You can put any picture up there. You don't have to put many pictures on that particular screen. It's like watching a TV, right? or
Right.
or you want to watch an artwork, for example, like you want to watch a painting from Picasso, and there are many details, but it's just one picture, right? So how do you see yourself, you know, as a wealthy person having how much money?
Hmm.
It's
Yes.
that which dictates. So be definite as to the amount. There is a psychological reason for definiteness. Second, determine exactly, again, here is the key. Determine exactly what you intend to give.
Exactly. You can't
And
receive without giving. Absolutely.
absolutely. What you intend to give in return for the money you desire. There's always an exchange that needs to take place. Life is all about exchange. Even the trees exchange oxygen for carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
You know, your lungs are an upside down tree. You exchange carbon dioxide with oxygen. Everything is within itself. You know, everything has its opposite. Everything is in
It's there's
polar,
a
has a
relationship with
polarity.
everything, basically,
A-
right? I mean, think about
Absolutely.
it. Hmm.
Now, circulation is the key here. You want to receive, you need to give. The circulation must continue. Those when the reason why economies actually, pause or they go down is lack of circulation. That doesn't mean that prosperity is not there.
Right. Right.
But the moment money starts to circulate, prosperity is already there. It's always been there, right? But if people are not circulating in terms of moving things around by giving, the receiving is not going to happen.
So, like when the economy is bad and people say, okay, stop spending, they're not
No, no, no.
realizing you're actually creating a worse economy. Think about it.
Let me put it this way. During any recession, there are many people that became multimillionaires during those periods. Those that understood, what business to enter or what activities that I can do. Everything changes. How you adapt to these changes matters.
Of course.
But as long as you continue circulating and you continue giving, you will always have a value in the world. See,
Absolutely.
Earl Nightingale said, your ability to earn money is in direct proportion to the need for what you do, your ability to do it, and the difficulty that there is in replacing you.
I just heard Bob talking right now. Our mentor Bob said that all the time, right?
I always feel he's always with us every time.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And then it goes here when in terms of giving, there is no such reality as something for nothing. See how important giving is. Give in any form. Third, establish a definite date when you intend to possess the money you desire. Now, of course, that will increase your sense of urgency,
Hmm.
but that also gives you an expectancy when you're going to receive it. You see, expectation is, again, a very powerful tool. As Raymond Hollywell described in his book, he said, law of attraction is a combination of desire and expectation. He
Yeah.
said, desire hooks you onto that frequency, and expectation reels it in. So, having that that
Yeah.
that date, you know, allows you to really give it all you got
You're making a
instead of
commitment.
being
Hmm.
yes, instead of
Yeah.
being idle. Fourth, create a definite plan for carrying out your desire and begin at once whether you're ready or not to put this plan into action. Now, what does it mean whether you're ready or not? I come to understand whether you believe or not. put this plan into action. Why put it into action? Because action inspires faith.
Absolutely.
Continuous action inspires faith continuously, therefore forming the belief faster. This is another key. Fifth,
You guys are taking
right?
notes.
Yeah, you may want to watch this replay because this is good stuff.
Yeah.
Fifth, write out a clear, concise statement of the amount of money you intend to acquire. Name the time limit for its acquisition. State what you intend to give in return for the money, and describe clearly the plan through which you intend to accumulate it. Make it like a full A4 paper or a couple of pages if you wish. Be as descriptive, as detailed as possible. Remember one thing: the amount of money, which is your main goal, that never changes. It doesn't matter the plan. If the
Right.
plan doesn't work, you can always think of another plan and write out another statement. But keep going at it. For sure, you will arrive to that scene of
And
receiving.
what just comes to mind now is that the goal is like your destination, but how you get there, right? You may have a plan on doing 10 steps and one step doesn't work out. It's okay. Go to the next step. Don't give up. Always know that your destination is always there for you and keep working
Absolutely.
towards that. But sometimes, it gets the closer you get to your goal, the tougher things are going to be because I feel like you get tested. Do you really want that goal? Right? Do you really want it? And you get truly tested on um, things that come to try to throw you off guard. And how much faith you have in that goal is the key.
Absolutely. Now, he said whether you're ready or not to put this plan into action.
Hmm.
But there is another, uh, how can I say, most important step out of all of this, in conjunction to the first five steps, which is step number six. Read your written statement aloud twice daily, once just before returning at night, and once after arising in the morning. Now, there is a reason for that. Those two times, your brain waves are in a theta state. So that means you're more in tune with the subconscious than the conscious mind itself. It's still somewhat a bit open that you may impress it upon your subconscious. And he says, as you read, this is very key here. Listen to this very carefully. As you read, see mentally and feel emotionally and believe yourself already in possession of the money. Be childlike, but don't be childish. As
I
Brother
love
Ralph
that.
always said, you can have a 3-year-old. They'll practice this imagination beautifully,
Yeah.
beautifully. But get emotional. Don't you see a movie on the screen sometimes? There's something romantic happens, or somebody dies in that movie, and you start crying. Why do you get emotional over that screen? Get emotional with the thing in your own screen. Once you feel it, believe it. Whatever the mind can conceive
Conceive
and
and
believe,
believe.
the mind
Right.
can achieve.
I love that. I love that. Um, I was going to say, think of you're planning your wedding, right? And you can see the wedding day, you can see the church, you can see the hall, you have that vision. You go to sleep with the thoughts of the day coming. Need to get involved with your goals in the same way, especially when you're going to sleep at night, right?
That's
And go to sleep with those thoughts of what you need to do for your goal, and it's just going to help you to manifest it.
here is what Bob always said. He said, "Fall in love with the idea," and that's key.
Hmm.
Napoleon also stated, he said, if you truly desire money so keenly that your desire is an obsession, you will have no difficulty in convincing yourself that you will acquire it. This is powerful.
Absolutely.
Same thing as you said, the wedding, or for example, you're in love with someone. You see yourself for the rest of your life with this person. That's why you result into marrying this person.
Hmm.
Why? Because you're obsessed. You're
So
in
good.
love.
So good. And this is what you have to do with your goals, right? But remember, during the process, you're also giving in order for you to receive. So, as a final thought to this topic, Ahmed.
Always give, and give. When you give with all your heart.
Yeah,
If you're giving it with pure intent and heart and in full emotions, you're touching on the law of receiving beautifully. But when you're giving, don't think of receiving. Just do it for the sake of love of God.
absolutely.
Don't stress how it's going to happen. Just know that God is working on his part for you. You do your part and let God do his.
Beautifully. And this is the end of our show. I hope you guys took some notes. Rewatch it again over and over again because this is what life is all about. It's about giving and receiving. It's not just one or the other. They both play an integral part of our lives in order for us to feel happy, fulfilled, healthy, joyful, and everything else that the law of abundance gives us when we take care of each other. So thank you everyone for watching Sparking Change from Honest Living, and we will see you next week. Have a
See you
great
all
day.
next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you for joining me on Sparking Change for Harmonious Living. I hope that our episode today has ignited a spark within you to create positive change in your own life and in the world around you. To learn more about how you can become a guest or supporter, head over to sparkingchangenow.com. If you enjoyed today's episode, please consider subscribing, sharing, and leaving a review. Your feedback is incredibly valuable to me, and it helps me to continue producing content that sparks change in each of us and the world. You can find us on various platforms, including Google Play Store, Apple App Store, YouTube, Facebook, Roku, Android TV, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Thank you again for watching.